This last weekend on Coffee and Ham Radios, whilst the Smoking Ape was showing web SDR, he switched to a German radio station and temporarily offline noticed something. It was interference, and he asked what it could be. The Smoking Ape assumed it may have been a solar panel close to the antenna. In this video, Theo, you're gonna find out what it really was, and Ape's assumption wasn't actually correct. Hi, my name is John. Amateur radio call sign M7CBT. Welcome to Amateur Radio on the Air. Before I begin, don't forget there's some buttons down below, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications of any future videos I upload. For anyone that wishes to see the particular section of the Coffee and Ham Radios video, I'll place a link in the description to the video. You need to advance to 1 hour and 9 minutes into the video, and you'll actually see Theo ask the question as well as Ape's response. Okay. If you'd have spent a little bit longer studying the signal Ape, you'd have noticed it changes in frequency and in intensity. It will run on one particular frequency at a specific intensity for a certain amount of time, between 3 and 20 minutes each time. Then it will change frequency, and sometimes even the power rating will change. This is because it's being caused by an extremely powerful transmitter. Now then, if you're ready to find out what that signal was and what's causing it, to paraphrase Rowley ZL1 BQD, grab yourself a cold one, pull up your chair, sit back and enjoy. It's actually something called over-the-horizon radar. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with normal radars that you see in most common airports. Even military have transportable ones that they can just run around on a vehicle. Over-the-horizon radar requires a much bigger setup for far greater power over greater distance. Now, you spotted it on 20 meters. You're not the only one that spotted it on the 20 meter band. In this clip that was sent from Joseph of Cyprus, 5B48PB, you can actually see with his G90 he actually has the same signal being recorded. Joseph did tell me that he does hear this signal most days, almost constantly, somewhere on the bands, and it's not always on the 20 meter band. As the following clip shows, that was recorded at my QTH on my G90, it is also present on the 30 meter band on occasions. The actual antenna arrays for these over-the-horizon radar, they're going to make any ham radio enthusiast jealous. This first picture is of a radar in Chernobyl. This second one is another Russian radar that was found in the Arctic. In the UK, shortly after the First World War, there was one near Oxford set up to keep an eye on the Eastern Bloc. Since gone into disuse and there's not much left of it. Unfortunately, I don't have any photographs of this one. In this photograph, you can actually see a US Navy mobile over the horizon radar, and this one I think is fairly old. Being mobile, there's no way of telling where it's actually located now. Here's a more modern version of it, built again by the US Navy as a mobile antenna radar system. Currently, almost every single one of the major military powers throughout the world is actually looking into reducing the size of these antennas for the OTH radar. The countries that have actually found that use them include Australia, China, some of the countries in the Middle East, Russia, some countries in Europe, America, and that's just to name a few. In the UK, I only get to hear these things occasionally on the ham bands. However, that's mainly due to the UK developing new versions. So why is over-the-horizon radar so important to the military? Originally, they were aimed at detecting early missile launches shortly after the missiles left the silo. However, there is another reason. Perhaps the following shots may help to explain a little. These aircraft were filmed in the UK in an area known as the Lake District. Even for seasoned pilots, this can be terrifying maneuvers for any aircraft. British pilots practice almost all year round in these areas and other areas around the UK to keep the skills that they may need should we face a war. In Wales, there's an area known as the Mach Loop, which British pilots also use to practice their low-level flying skills. British pilots practice flying at altitudes as low as 50 feet and sometimes even a little bit lower, in order that should they have to go off to war, they can fly below conventional radar, fly through canyons and mountains in order to get to their target undetected. This kind of flying cannot be detected on normal conventional radar because the mountains get in the way. Over the horizon radar works pretty similar to NVIS propagation and uses the same method. So it's able to see into the valleys surrounding it to detect any enemy approach. Unfortunately, because these are military installations, there is nothing we as ham radio operators can do, as far as I know. The nice thing is they only occupy a small piece of each band when they're active, so we can work around them. As always, I hope you've found the video informative and enjoyable, and don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications on any future videos I upload. And all that leaves me to say is, catch you on the air.